So I'm a numbers guy, and I like to see how numbers work. I like to try to utilize what we already know to be true and come up with the best option. I think it's important to know how much time you have left, because when you know how much time you have left, you make the time you have left count. I do that for sometimes in movies, sometimes for TV shows, sometimes just things that I'm watching or things that I'm a part of. And so it got me to thinking. I mean, I know that there are 60 seconds in a minute. We all know that. 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. So with that in mind, there are 3,600 seconds in an hour and 86,400 seconds in a day. That's just something that I just know, and I've been thinking about for the past few years, really. And so the other day I was just thinking about time and where does it go and how does it work, and we talk a lot about time management. People say that a lot, and I heard the other day, it's been probably 2-3 weeks ago, I heard that there's really not time management. You don't make more time, you don't get more time, you don't produce more time. You just manage yourself in the middle of the time that we have. And so I was thinking about that and thinking about my own life. If we've got 3,600 seconds in every hour, 24 hours in a day, that's 86,400 seconds for every day. And of course, we spend time sleeping and we spend time working. So we've got those things that we're already committed to. But my question was really, what do I spend my time doing? And then I got to thinking about all kinds of different things. And did some math, and we're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep a night. If that's true, if we are getting 8 hours of sleep at night, then 3,600 seconds times 8 hours, carry the 4, when you multiply it out, that's 28,800 seconds in an 8-hour chunk of time. Of course, 24 divided by 3 is 8, so you got 3 different chunks of 8 hours in every day. So if the math holds up, you got 28,800 seconds while we're sleeping-ish. Some of us sleep a little bit more, a little bit less. It kind of evens out. We're speaking in generalities here. So then you've got another chunk of time that's 28,800 seconds. And that's when you're at work-ish. Some of us, we sleep a little bit less than 8 hours, but we work a little more than 8 hours. So it kind of all evens out. So you got a third of the day, or 28,800 seconds a day while we're sleeping-ish. And then another 28,800 seconds-ish of work. That leaves us with 28,800 seconds of discretionary time, disposable time, dispensable time, however you want to look at it. And of course, we've got games that we go to or that we take our kids to. We got practices that we don't have to, we get to go and do these things, and that's important. So here's my question. What takes up my time on the my 28,800 seconds of my time? Where do I spend that time? And so I wrote down a list of things that take up my time, that I choose to spend my time on, or I just realize after my time has been spent that that's what I spent them on. Facebook is one, Twitter, Instagram, those are all things that I find time to do every day. Driving people around, I mentioned that a while ago, to places, practices, games, rehearsals, that sort of thing. I love the Oklahoma City Thunder, so I like to watch the Thunder. Maybe it's watching the game, maybe it's watching highlights, recap, that sort of thing. I love to laugh, and sometimes I get in seasons where I don't do that a whole lot. Of course, I work with kids all the time, so there's some Some comic relief definitely built into that. But I like to watch YouTube for some laughs. I love to watch Michael Jr. He's very funny. He's clean. Someone I can watch with my family. I like to watch singing because I'm a hope guy. I like to think I'm an ambassador of hope. I don't always turn out to be that, but that's what I would like to choose to believe that I do. But that doesn't take all 28,800 seconds. So then there's another list. What's the most important to me? What do I say is the most important thing to me? Well, my relationship with God, that's important. I say it's the most important. My relationship with my wife, 17 years and counting. I say that's really important, and she's fantastic, and she's very important to me. Her name's Gina. Rayleigh, my relationship with my daughter. She's 15 and a half almost. She keeps reminding me about that half. Jackson, my son, just turned 11. And then our other son, Jacob, turned 9 last week. These are all people that are very important to me, no question about it. Another thing that's important to me is the ministry that I have, the job that I have, and the favor and influence that God's given me. How do I use that to help people get closer to Him and draw people closer to Him? Give them the opportunity, I guess, to get closer to Him is the best way to say that. So then the question still comes back to, how do you spend your time? And Jesus said, where your treasure is, there your heart is. And so if my time is spent on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, driving people around, watching the Oklahoma City Thunder, laughing at YouTube stuff, watching people have hope and pursue their dreams, YouTube, The Voice, those sorts of things. How can I use my time better without being overwhelmed by the time that we have? And so I did some more math stuff because I like math, and probably owe a lot of that to all my teachers at Piedmont Elementary. But here's what I know. Of the 28,800 seconds of discretionary or dispensable time that we have, that we're not sleeping and we're not working. Again, generalities. I know sometimes people sleep more or less and they work more or less. But 600 seconds. That's the number that's been in my brain for about 2 weeks. 600 seconds. It's just 10 minutes. You can do a lot of things in life for 10 minutes. How can I purposefully aim that 10 minutes at something? I say my relationship with God's very important, maybe the most important. I hope it is the most important. Am I aiming 600 seconds at my walk with God? Am I investing 600 seconds every day? My wife is the most important relationship I have, Gina. Am I investing 600 seconds with her? Because the truth of it is 600 seconds is only 2% of 28,800 seconds. So, is my walk with God, is my relationship with the God who created the universe, and He knows how many hairs are on my head, and He loves me, and He always forgives me, and He never leaves me. Is that relationship worth investing 2% of my discretionary time in? Absolutely. Is my walk, my relationship with my wife, worth investing 600 seconds? Absolutely. Each one of my kids. Even if I did 600 seconds praying, reading the Bible, worshiping, 600 seconds with my wife, my daughter, both of my sons, that's still less than 1 hour. So, here's what I'm saying. Let's take this chunk of time. Let's take this 10 seconds, or this 600 seconds, this 10 minutes, and invest 2% of our discretionary time towards things that matter. Today, tomorrow, the next day. And let's see how see how our life is more purposeful. Join me in doing that. That's 600 seconds.